Welcome to the Digital Edge.
Great to be here.
Today we're looking at a truly inspiring story. Winston Damarillo.
Yes, a Filipino-American technopreneur. His journey, it's not just about tech success.
No, it's really about overcoming, a massive financial hurdle early on.
Exactly. And then rising to become this key figure. We've got interviews, articles, plenty to go on.
Our aim to really understand how he navigated those really tough challenges in the tech world.
Right. So let's start at the beginning. Bohol, Philippines. His family was doing well, a logging business.
Okay, so a comfortable background initially?
Yes. But then, just as he set for De La Salle University, bam, the family lost everything, suddenly.
Wow. That's dramatic, a complete reversal of fortune.
Complete. So university plans. Suddenly he has to work just for his allowance.
How did he manage? What did he do?
He started selling electronic parts while studying mechanical engineering. You already see that resourcefulness.
Definitely hustling. And even then, he was thinking bigger.
Oh, yeah. He had his sights set on Silicon Valley, even with all that going on.
Incredible ambition. So he graduates in 90, heads to the U.S. in 91. Was it an easy start there?
Not quite. The first year, apparently, he was sleeping on someone's couch.
Really shows the grit involved.
Totally. But he got his foot in the door at Intel. And this is interesting. He didn't just stick to one thing.
Okay.
He moved around. Engineering, yes, but also marketing, sales, and even got exposure to venture capital within Intel Capital.
That's quite a grounding, isn't it? Seeing all those different sides of the business.
Absolutely. Especially understanding the VC side, how software and gaming companies got funded, how they grew.
Yeah, that kind of knowledge must have been invaluable later on.
No doubt. It set the stage for his own ventures. First, co-founding Exist Global in 2001, an IT consultancy. He was chairman there.
Okay.
And then, later that same year, September 2001, he founded GlueCode Software.
GlueCode. Now, this seems like a key moment, especially for overcoming challenges. Open source infrastructure.
Right. And think about who they were up against. IBM, Oracle, the giants.
How does a startup even start to compete with that kind of power? They wouldn't have the same resources.
Exactly. No massive development team. So they had to be smart, really innovative.
What was their angle?
Instead of rebuilding everything, they focused on making existing open source software better, more user-friendly.
Polishing it up.
Precisely. They called it focusing on the last 20%, that usability factor.
So making it easier for businesses to actually use the open source stuff.
Yes. Which resulted in a more agile, lower-cost solution compared to the big guys.
That's clever. A really focused strategy. Did it work?
It absolutely did, so much so that IBM acquired GlueCode in May 2005.
Wow. From sleeping on a couch to selling a company to IBM? That's quite the turnaround.
It really is. But he didn't stop there. He co-founded Morph Labs in 2007, Cloud Solutions.
Right, keeping the momentum.
And then Amahang Global Strategies, AGSX, in 2015, focused on digital transformation for enterprises.
So a pattern of spotting needs and building companies. And he started getting wider recognition, too.
Yes, the World Economic Forum named him a young global leader in 2010.
That's significant.
And he also had a big role back in the Philippines Chief Strategy Officer at PLDT from 2015 to 2018.
A major telco. They brought him in to help with their digital shift.
Exactly. Shows the level of respect for his expertise.
And he's involved in giving back, right? PhilDev?
Yes, the Philippine Development Foundation. He's a trustee. They focus on development through science, tech, innovation.
And entrepreneurship. I read about Hack to Hatch.
Yeah, that's a great PhilDev initiative. It's like an entrepreneurship camp, mentoring Filipino startups, bringing that Silicon Valley insight.
It really shows his belief in Filipino talent, trying to help them compete globally.
He's been quite vocal about needing more mentors, more experienced global entrepreneurs building companies in the Philippines.
And his own story, especially GlueCode, using open source disruptively, is kind of a perfect example.
It really is. A case study in innovation when resources are tight.
Is he still active now? What's he up to?
Oh, definitely. CEO at BeyondPay, a fintech company, since 2021. Co-founder at Ernie since 2022.
Still launching things.
And a managing partner at Tolino Venture Labs since 2019. So very much still in the game.
You know, Winston Damarillo's journey, it just screams perseverance, doesn't it? And adaptability.
Absolutely. From selling parts to make ends meet to leading multiple tech successes, influencing the digital scene in the Philippines. It's quite something.
There are real lessons there for anyone facing, hurdles in business or tech.
I think the key takeaway is how he found opportunities despite limitations, like that GlueCode strategy with open source.
Right, thinking differently when you don't have all the advantages, being creative.
Exactly. Resourcefulness born out of necessity, maybe.
So, thinking about his story, it makes you wonder, what established rules or ways of doing things might we need to rethink in our own challenges?
That's a great question to ponder. How can that resilience, that strategic pivot, apply elsewhere?
Food for thought. Well, that's all we have time for today here on The Digital Edge.
Hope you found this look into Winston Damarillo's path insightful.
Thanks for tuning in, and we'll catch you next time.